we've got linebacker Jaden Yates here. 10 tackles, tackle for loss, a half sack, and a quarterback hurry on the day. We'll open up with questions for Jaden.
The energy seemed different on those last couple drives after you guys get the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter, and then it seemed like you guys were able to feed off some of that. Just did it feel different on the field, on the sidelines?
I mean, for us, it was kind of all about taking care of business. It was a close game for pretty much the whole game, and anytime the game pans out to where it's kind of on our shoulders, that we wouldn't want it any other way. So it's all about rising to the challenge, to the occasion. I feel like we did a great job tonight. Obviously, there are some things we got to clean up so that we're not in that position in the first place. But if it has to be on any team, on any group, put it on the defensive shoulders. That's kind of what we want. That's what we prefer.
Coach said it was good for you guys to, as a team, to be in a game like this where you have to kind of battle back and fight, for it to come out on the positive side of that. What's that mean?
It's an identity test. That's what it comes down to. It tests your ability to overcome adversity. It tests the values you stand on as a man. Everything like that. So, like you said, us being able to be in a position to kind of battle back really showed this team what we already knew, what we were made of, but it also helped to, open some eyes to some other people as well.
Jaden, you guys obviously knew Hardy was good, 22, and he had the big one. But later in the game, I thought you guys really flew to the ball as a team and made sure there was, a gang of people there to make sure he didn't get out and get loose.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime a team kind of wants to come out and run the ball 30-plus times a game, it's disrespectful. Honestly, especially with the group we have on that side of the ball. It's kind of just a smack in the face. So at some point, that's how you just got to look at it. And we made the conscious decision this ain't how the game gonna go. We ain't gonna sit here and just let somebody run the ball and average 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a touch. So we made that decision, and it worked out in our favor.
Line of scrimmage obviously was a huge factor on both sides. I thought your run game obviously sealed it down, and then you guys held serve with your defense. Is that the kind of game, when we talked on Tuesday, you said he's going to see me, I'm going to see him. Is that the kind of game you expected?
That's the kind of game I want. As a backer, I joke about it with the guys all the time. Playing the pass is cool, but at the end of the day, I want to stop the run. So going back to the point on a team wanting to run the ball 30 times a game, it's disrespectful, but I was looking forward to it all week. That's going to be a lot of action for me, like you said. He had to see me. Props to him. He's definitely a solid player. I don't want to get it misconstrued, but I'm a ball player too. I make plays. We all do. Everybody, all 11 on my unit. So props to him, but yeah.
You were complimentary of the fans that came out last time. And how about the crowd today, engaged in big moments and on senior day, no less?
Being the son of an alum, I have a little more of an idea of what the program means to the community, how serious they take it. So, I have a bit of an understanding that sometimes it comes from a place of passion, but like you said, the crowd tonight was definitely good to see. Beyond glad to see bodies in seats. It does more help than people realize for the guys on the sideline, for the guys wearing the Kelly green. Definitely does a lot more help than we realize. So appreciate everybody that continues to come out, continues to support. Yeah.
Do you believe in momentum in college football? You guys have one before the break, one after the break now, and do you believe in carrying that momentum down the stretch? Does that help at all, having a win before and after the bye?
I guess it goes a little bit of both ways. I'm a believer in momentum in the fact that it's kind of like basketball. It's a game of runs. Like if a team is going on a run, I ain't gonna sit here and say it ain't a little bit harder to stop the momentum, but at the same time, it's like it's not real. I guess. We the 11 guys got to show up. It's a little bit of both. be able to go both ways about it. But I mean, like you said, a little bit down the stretch, I think it was all just, it came down to us making a decision. Like, we want to win or lose. It's really that simple. Because like I said in our midweek interview, I feel like every game we play is ours to lose at this point. I feel like we're an elite team. Like I said, there's still some things we need to clean up, but when we're rolling and everybody's rolling, doing their jobs, and guys are making plays, it's real hard to compete with us.
Anything further for Jack?
I appreciate y'all. Yep.
Defensive line got them in rhythm. 5 tackles for the game, a tackle and a half for loss. Go right ahead.
We'll just talk about the ability to kind of create some momentum for the team, really, on the defensive side of the ball with some of those stops.
Yeah, we were just trying to create some energy to get the team going. If we could do that, then we would just keep on going and keep rolling.
You walked through senior day today. What is this year meant for you to be with the herd and to go kind of walk through week by week with them?
I love the herd, and I'm just happy that they allowed me to come here and join their family and be a part of this program. It's my senior year. I got limited opportunities to make my dreams come true, and so I'm just taking every rep and every snap serious as possible, and just trying to make the best out of everything.
Of course, they're running back, talented, broke a big run today. But was it a matter of just kind of figuring him out, and once you knew kind of his tendencies in the backfield, just closing some of those holes?
Yeah, it was just a matter of time. We just trying to make sure we finish the game off strong, because that was something that we failed to do against Georgia Southern, and we just wanted to let the fans know and the whole Sun Belt know that this is who we are.
Dude, you kind of take pride in, and that was like a heavyweight fight. You took a shot, then you gave one to them. I mean, in the end, you all won the battle in the trenches, which is really what the game's all about. Does that you all take pride in something like that against a team like that today?
Definitely, because they have a really good run game, and we knew that if we could stop the run, then they had no shot against us, because we know our offense is going to do their thing, and the rest of the DBs and everybody else is going to do their thing too. So the D-line, that was the biggest emphasis this week, stopping the run.
And after Hardy broke that big one, you guys, I thought, swarmed to the ball as a group. I mean, it wasn't just one guy making stops. Everybody was helping.
Did you notice a shift in energy there towards the end of the game on those last couple drives after you guys had taken the lead in the fourth quarter? It seemed like you guys were, just had a little more energy, a little more swagger to your step every time you went out there for a play.
Definitely, yeah. Our whole mentality was to just finish that whole fourth quarter. All we were talking about was just finish the game, offense and defense. And I feel like everybody on the team bought into that, and that's what we did.
Anything further for Jude? All right, I'm good.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man.
For sure.
Appreciate it. Receiver Christian Fitzpatrick, a couple catches, 44 yards, huge 32-yard touchdown catch, gave Marshall the lead for good. And we won't talk about the other one. Okay? I'm just going to get him covered. All right. Questions?
Huff said, second chances come around every once in a while, and you make the catch there, to go ahead. How big of a play was that in the game? Obviously, seemed to create a lot of energy on the sideline.
Yes, sir. It's definitely that play right there. It's a progression read for Bray. So but you as a receiver, sometimes you just get that feeling in your stomach when you know the ball about to find you. And I knew it was about to find me that play, so I just made sure I had position on my on the DB, and I know when that ball up there, ain't nobody gonna reach it but me for sure.
Christian, are you guys having the relationship now when you got man coverage and he sees you? Just, hey, do you say to him, toss it up, I'll go get it?
Oh yeah, for sure. We work on that on a daily. During practice, after practice, me and Bray are constantly working because we know just the chemistry, chemistry between the quarterback and the receiver, that's such a big part, a big aspect in the game. So, we're constantly working on that. So, because he knows that, when the ball's placed in certain areas, nobody can touch it but me. So, you feel me? He know to put that thing up there.
When you guys go up like that, I mean, you knew your defense, your defense fed off of that, and obviously they they kind of slammed the door at the end, and then you all offensively ran the ball at the end to win it. So
Yes, sir.
how much of a lift do you think they gave you guys?
No, most definitely, because it was two back-to-back big plays. Jordan Houston with that long one, and like I think we scored in two plays on that drive for sure. So I know defense, not necessarily they like to get on the field that fast, but you feel me? Considering the circumstances, I can imagine they had a little juice for sure.
In a game that felt like it didn't have a ton of rhythm either way,
Yeah.
until late in that second half. Just when there was some rhythm established, did that help you guys kind of get in sync?
No, most definitely, because like you could probably tell the type of offense they run. They kind of had the ball more like we had less possessions than we necessarily used to on a regular game because we're pretty high snap offense. So I guess we just had to we could have probably did a better job in getting the rhythm quicker. But like once we finally got our rhythm, it was over with for sure. And we felt that as a unit, most definitely.
You ever seen a punt like that, like Alec Clark?
Hey, if you watch a TV copy, I know I had to be on there somewhere when that boy running to the sideline. I was turned for him. That was crazy. And nowadays with the iPads, we be on the sideline. Necessarily like when the defense out there, we kind of tapped into our coaches. Because they got the iPads on the sideline and stuff. But like when I looked up and I saw what was going on, I was like, oh my God, like that's a play. That's a top 10 play. ESPN for real.
Confirmed. He met him at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But even a play like that, was huge because you talk about if he doesn't make that play, ULM's right at the goal line.
for
but
sure.
is that one of those things that every little play is going to matter at the end?
Most definitely. Certain plays mean they can make or break the game for your team for sure. And like Alec, he definitely he won that one for us for sure because the game probably turns out way different if he doesn't get that off.
All good for Fitz?
For sure.
I believe we might have another shirt here in a couple of minutes. The snap there. All right, we got defensive lineman Mike Green. 9 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, forced fumble. With the 2 sacks, he moves to 10 sacks on the year. Was top 3 in the nation coming into today. We will see where he's at the end of today. Questions for Mike?
Felt like a game where you guys needed to create your own energy. In a game that didn't have a lot of rhythm early on, but you guys picked it up and felt like you played with way more energy in the fourth quarter than maybe the previous 3.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just kind of the downfall of bye weeks necessarily. Just because you don't know what your groove is, you don't know how things should be going and stuff like that when it's in the game. So I feel like after we kind of got our groove, it was a little bit more easier just to eat off of that energy, and I feel like that kind of helped us later in the game. We came out with not as much energy, and then over time, guys making plays, guys flying around. It caused the rest of the team to come out and play the rest of the third or 3.5 quarters that was left.
Mike, you guys knew 22 was good coming in, and then you see him, and he busts that big one. At some point, I thought you guys really started to just run toward the ball and make it a kind of a group effort to make sure you got a hold of him. I thought towards the end you guys group tackled really, really well on him.
Yeah, there's a big emphasis on running to the ball in our practices. There's coaches around that hold us accountable to that also. So I think one of these games, when you have a running back that doesn't just go down on first contact, that runs his feet through contact, it's you have to have an extra emphasis on wrapping up and running your feet and getting him to the ground. So like I said, like in practice, we're always practicing running to the ball. So I think that just kind of helps us, and it kind of carried over to the game.
To get a win like this when it's a battle the whole way to the very end, to come out on top in a game like that, how beneficial is that for the team moving forward?
Yeah, and I think I touched on this earlier on in the season. It feels like a better win when you come out on top against a team that was giving you a good game. If you're playing a team that you're just able to do whatever on, and it doesn't really feel like a win. You don't feel like you're benefiting off of that game. So the ULM, they came out with great effort, and they had the energy. So I feel like once we matched their energy, it was easy for us to put away the game, and I think that's just very important. And because normally 95% of the team is affected by like one person making the play. So I think when guys are able to make plays and fly around like that, it just helps the team overall.
How about Moten's pick there early on? Created that was one of those EGBs and creates an opportunity for you guys, and you guys capitalize off it.
Yeah, and we just got those guys that are able to just make plays when plays come their way. And a guy like we call him J-Mo, but his name's Joshua Moten. He probably don't want me to say his full name on here, but anyways, J-Mo, he's the type of guy that you can depend on, and he's going to make a play. So I feel like when we just got enough guys that are able to do their jobs and do what they're supposed to do in our defense, which I think constantly makes us a little bit more special.
Anything further from Mike?
We're good.
All right, thank you.
All right.
God bless.
Touchdowns and one senior day walk onto the field.
Yep.
You come up big, reached the end zone twice, and even down the stretch, that last touchdown, kind of sealed things off for this game. Just how important was it to take some of those drives and end up in points?
It was really important. We knew coming into the game that they were going to run the ball, so run the clock, so we wouldn't get very many opportunities. So we had to capitalize on the opportunities we get.
Seems like every time senior day comes around, somebody that walks ends up making a play. Today that's you. What did that feel like to have as big of an impact on the game as you did?
It means a lot to me. It's been a great 4 years here. So definitely put a stamp on that one senior day. It was awesome.
Ethan, can you walk us through that last touchdown where you got the big shove? I mean, tell us about that play, and that was a huge play in the scheme of things.
I thought just get downhill, try to run over a couple of people, but I think Toby's trying to take credit for a touchdown because he pushed the pile. That's what he said in the locker room. He said he should have 100 yards rushing tonight because as much as he pushed the pile. So that was kind of funny. So, yeah.
You guys, though, I mean, that was a line of scrimmage game, obviously, on both sides. And when you had to impose your will offensively, you and the offensive line did it. Talk a little bit about that.
The offensive line did great. We talked about before the game that this game was going to be won in the trenches, and I definitely think they completed that task. They're really good at offensive line, and all the credit to them.
Obviously, when you have three people in the backfield, you, Jordan, AJ, even with AJ on the sidelines there, in the fourth quarter, you guys handle business. What does that say about the depth of your guys' room and just the ability to kind of always be ready for your chance?
Yeah. So Coach Lockett always tells us, when we get our opportunities with the ball, make the most of it. So I definitely think me and Jordan did that with AJ, kind of getting banged up there, but also that distracted me. No. Yeah.
Who wins a 100-yard sprint, you or Braylon?
Oh, Braylon, definitely. Hands down, Braylon. I might get him for the first 20 yards, but after that, he takes off.
Just one from me really quick. I've known you and Toby a long time. Once he had a two-tutty game, how much was he talking that he had one you didn't, and now you got one on?
Yeah, I kind of got the revenge. So Toby lives with me, so I hear all about it. And the time he scored 2 touchdowns, came home. I didn't have anything to say to him, because we kind of got a little rival going on in the house. So I think we're tied for the most touchdowns this year. I think I got 4. I think he has 4. So yeah, we'll see how the end of the season goes.
I think he's only got 3.
You have 3? 3? Oh, I'm surprised. Let's go.
Anything further?
I think we're good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Halloween over with. I don't got no Thanksgiving pants, so I had to go right to Christmas.
But he would wear Thanksgiving pants if they made, for sure.
I love
All
Thanksgiving.
right, everybody. QB number 1, Braylon Bryson, 10 of 19, 166 yards and a touchdown, and 25 yards on the ground. Huge touchdown pass to Christian Fitzpatrick to put the herd up for good. Question?
Are you, not always about the stats, about the W. To pull out a game like this in the way you guys did, just how important is that for the team moving forward?
I think this was a huge team win for the morale of the team, for the confidence of the team. You know, coming off that 16 days where we didn't really get a chance to play very much football, and even the football we did, we were in shell. So, you know, I feel like to pull out this win, it was a huge team win.
Yeah, the defense gets the stop to hold them to a field goal after they had gone down inside the 5-yard line, and you know, in response, you guys have a 2-play drive to go right back and take the lead. Just how big of a drive was that? And, you know, and were you guys thinking about that moment going out there?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Huff always talk about playing off of each other. So defense, they got that big stop, held them to 3 right there. You know, the message on the offensive side of the ball was we have to go score this drive, no matter how it was. You know, Jordan started off with the big run, and then to come right back and throw the touchdown to fix the next play. You know, that was just what we did. This is our style of football.
You know, in a game that felt like it didn't have a ton of rhythm early on, you guys eventually settled into that. Did that help you guys, you know, efficiency-wise, once you kind of found your own rhythm and, you know, and the defense was able to get some stops with it?
Yeah, I mean, we knew this was going to be a tough game offensively because we knew they were going to try to limit us possessions-wise, you know, with the style of offense they play. So, you know, finding a rhythm in the beginning of the game was definitely a little bit tough. But once we were able to find our rhythm and get into a rhythm, I feel like we made plays that need to be made. But, you know, we still have a lot of work to do, and we can get a lot better on offense for sure.
Braylon, do your eyes light up when you see Fitz? Are you all to that point where if he's on there with the man coverage, you're gonna toss it up and see who wins the jump ball?
Yeah. In one-on-one coverage, and I got Fitz. I like our matchup, so I'm probably gonna give him a chance 9 times out of 10. So yeah.
How much credit do you give both your lines, offensive and defensive? That was a battle from both those guys, and whoever wins the line of scrimmage wins football games, and that happened today.
Man, I feel like the trenches, that's the heartbeat of our team. When offensively and defensively, if the offensive line show up, the defensive line show up, we're a really tough team to stop. I'm just be real. When those 5 guys on the offensive line and those 4 to 5 guys on the defensive line, you know, they're great players. You know, they work hard. They come to work every day like pros. You know, shout out to the trenches, man. That's the heartbeat of the team.
Lots of opportunity still in front of you guys this year. How important is it to maintain that week-by-week focus?
Yeah, Coach Huff, he preached it every single time we come in here and have a team meeting. Everything that we want is right in front of us. You know, we control our own destiny. It's not on nobody else except for us. So we just come to work every day knowing, like, if we go do our job and we go execute, like, we can get everything we want to out of this football season. So that's our goal, you know.
Anything further for Bray? Thank you, man.
We're good.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.